Hello, poets. Welcome again to Poem a Day. My name is James Tyner. I'm a librarian with Fresno County Public Library, and I'm also Fresno's first poet laureate. So once again, this show is just a way to introduce the community to local Fresno and Central Valley poets. We're going to talk a little bit about them and then read one of their poems. And it's also to inspire you throughout the month of April, which is National Poetry Month, and to let you know that the library, if you go to fresnolibrary.org, we're having a poetry contest right now. You can submit your work online, and there's prizes and everything, different age categories, so definitely check it out. So today we're going to talk about a very special poet, someone who's very influential for me, by the name of Andrés Montoya, another Fresno writer. Andrés got his degree, his English degree here at Fresno State, and then he went on to get his MFA from the University of Oregon, his writing degree. He also started the Chicano Writers and Artists Association. He was published in many, many journals. He also started a journal called Flies, Cockroaches, and Poets out of Fresno State, which is still going on to this day, and it was one of my first publications, so I'll always have a great love for it. He passed away in 1999, and he passed away, I believe, just before his book came out, a book of poetry, and it's called The Ice Worker Sings. Very powerful, very influential. For instance, I'll tell a personal story. I was sort of on the fence about the whole poetry thing and was kind of thinking that it wasn't the right route for me because I wouldn't know how to support myself being a poet. I went into the Barnes & Noble, which used to be on Shaw and Blackstone, and they had a copy of his book there. And so I opened it up, and I was in tears, I was affected, and I was also inspired, and I started writing because of his work. As time went on, Fresno State actually does a scholarship in his name, and I was able to get the scholarship in his name and go on to school, and so I'm always very thankful. I always feel very tied to him and his work. But again, super influential. University of Notre Dame also has a prize for Latino poets with their first book, the Andrés Montoya Prize, out of the University of Notre Dame. So he's just a super big influence, a really great writer, and I'm so excited to be able to share one of his poems with you today. So the poem we're going to read, and this is from poets.org. We'll have a link below, so feel free to click on the poem right now, pull it up, and let's read along together. Also, I recommend you do pull it up, and the reason why is I really want you to, again, how a poet shapes their poem adds to the overall effect. He has some really interesting shape to this piece, some huge indents. What is he trying to do here? What does the shape do for the overall piece? And he worked here in Fresno. He was known for working in some of the, like in the ice factories and places like that. So what images in here? What do you hear? What do you see that makes you think of Fresno? Because it's definitely here. So let's read this together. 3,000 Lost Kisses by Andrés Montoya. The night swoons to the hip-hop of gunshots and stars. A young woman's teeth challenge everything about sorrow's suitcase of explanations. And I am learning to hope like a bird learns its first affair with wind and sun. Like an orange learns to take flight into the mouth of a boy in summer. The trees are prophesizing, and the mountains are waiting for the long trek to the sea, and the sea waits like a lover, anticipating the kiss of 3,000 lost kisses. The night swoons, and the trees begin their blue-black dance in the wind. So thank you so much. Once again, that's 3,000 Lost Kisses by Andrés Montoya. I hope you enjoyed that. Please look up his work. It's just, we lost him young. He left us early, but his influence will always be felt. So please research, read more of his work. Another Fresno legend. So thank you, and once again, my name is James Tyner. Thank you so much for joining us today on Poem a Day, and get writing. Thank you. Bye-bye.